Giving away great prizes, trust me. So here's the first, Mad About Motors.
This week, Jeff and I have gone to sleep and woken up in driver's heaven.
Paradise. Must be £750,000 within this room alone.
£750,000?
Yeah.
As well as Flash Motors, we've got lots of tips on driving and safety, and
a competition with a really great prize. But before that, look at these beauties.
the man who owns all these amazing cars is Martin Ingham. He's actually a car dealer, but not your average dealer. The kind of people who buy from Martin land on his lawn in a helicopter.
I think at this moment in time I have an old Bentley, which I'm very, very fond of. I have a Lamborghini Countach here, which is a very, very special car. A lightweight E-Type, which is again extremely
this one here.
special.
But are there any that you wouldn't sell?
I think probably the old Bentley, definitely not. The lightweight E-Type, I think that must stay as well. It's been with me for some time now.
So what is it appeals to then? I mean, is it the driving them, the look of them, what?
Well, which car?
Any car.
Well, if you look at the car you're sort of
Yeah.
leaning against now, that car is probably the most bizarre car ever manufactured.
So how much would that cost?
That car today must be worth somewhere between 60 and 80,000 pounds, I would think.
Right, I've got to sit in it then, because the doors do a funny thing, don't they?
You've
Show me
got
what
to
the
sit in
doors do. They go, why did they do that?
Well, it's to save space, I suppose, and it's a throwback from the Goldwing days of Mercedes, where doors opened upwards and outwards, and I suppose in restricted parking spaces, that's a much easier way of getting in
Very
and out.
helpful. And the engine sounds pretty...
The engine is extremely, extremely
Do you want to
powerful.
turn it on for us?
I'll turn it on and start it for you.
I'll just slip in here. £80,000 worth of car. Extremely comfortable. So loud. So I suppose this car must be quite difficult to maintain, Martin.
It isn't difficult to maintain, it's expensive and it needs a specialised mechanic to actually do the mechanical work on it.
So you don't look after it yourself?
I can't.
Well, unlike Martin, most of us do have to maintain our cars ourselves. It can be quite tricky, but the big Jeff has the know-how, and each week he's going to share a few of his tips with us, and here's his first.
If you want to help yourself or your friends, invest in a set of these jump leads. They really are a tremendous asset. Things to remember: positive and negative, plus and minus. Connect the positive plus first, negative second to your battery. That'll stop you sparking, and always do the same. It's as simple as that. Right, start them up. There you go, it's as easy as that. And the best ones to buy, the ones with the thickest cable. Now, E-Type Jags I've always loved, and this model in particular, the lightweight low drag E-Type Jag, is absolutely stunning. All aluminium body. But just to put it into context, about 18 months ago a chap spent £112,000 doing this up. Bought by a Norwegian sight unseen, and the poor soul couldn't even fit in it. And I tell you what, neither can I.
I can.
There ain't no justice. Sad. Now for a competition.
Now watch carefully, because you could win a great prize. All you have to do is guess the car part shown here. If you know what it is, write in to the address shown below. And the first person with the correct entry picked at random will win a day at the Nigel Mansell School of Motoring in Cheshire. Not bad, eh? Now, Jeff, this is the kind of car that reminds me of you. It's big, comfortable, and a little bit old-fashioned.
This is up to the minute technology, this. I'm not sure about comfortable. If you compare me to a Bentley, this is fantastic.
You're
It's
flattered.
a Bentley Turbo T, £250,000 worth.
Why is it so expensive?
Well, it's just the tops in engineering. I mean, it'll do 0 to 60 in about 6 seconds, which is as fast as most sports cars these
And it's
days.
about 2 tons.
Yeah, but what about this for a touch of the old technology? Just
Hey.
press that, turn it up, watch yourself on the telly.
And in-car TV. But you're not really into all this newfangled technology, are you?
I'm not really, but 2,000 quid's worth that. I really do enjoy doing up old cars, restore them in the winter time.
Classic cars.
Yeah.
Restoring classic cars. Now, that's not an easy job. And to prove it, we gave Jeff here a clapped-out old Jag and told him to do it up and make it mint condition. And here's how he got on. Drive on, Jeff.
Thank you, my lady. Now, if you're thinking of buying a classic car, there's no better place to start than this, an auction. But whatever you do, the cars range from £50 to hundreds of thousands. Keep your hands firmly in your pockets. Absolutely no impulse buying. Before you go, you have to know exactly how much you want to spend and exactly what you want to buy. You should always get experience of auctions. Go to a few before you start bidding.
If they're going to get something to do up, really, they want a good pedigree of a car, such as a good history, well advised to go through the file on the vehicle. English cars are always better if they do want an English car.
During the auction, I found a few bargains, and not always what you'd expect. Don't get caught up with Jaguars and Aston Martins. Look at this, 1600 GT, beautiful thing, mint condition, 10,000 on the clock, £5,000, £2,400 it's just been sold for. Fantastic. And finally, remember, if you're a bit shy about bidding, you can always get the auctioneer to do it for you through commission bids. Now, next week, the hard work begins. We start on the Jag.
It's almost over, Jeff.
So isn't it? We've had a good day, though.
We have, but you've got one last little trick to show me, haven't
Just
you?
a bit, Chuck. Look at this. 230 compressor, this. Rarer than hen's teeth to get hold
Hen's
of.
teeth.
But look at this. For a bit of German engineering.
Show me, show me.
Godfather's not made for me. Just a minute, let me press that. Hey? Look at this. You just wait now.
Ruby! It's like being in a time machine.
Whoa.
That's incredible.
Now I'm going to show you old-fashioned.